speaking to your letter and to what has happened.
Kia ora tēnā koutou. Thank you, Madam Chair, members of the committee, for this opportunity to present my case here to the Privileges Committee. Can I start by saying, when I started here in 2014, the words by Speaker Carter were very clear to me and to all the members who started in that intake, which was familiarise yourself with the McGee and the rules of the House. I've certainly made an effort in my time here in Parliament to do that. And in doing so, I am familiar with the rules of the House. So the first thing I say to the committee is, for breaking the rule of stepping away from my seat and onto the floor of the debating chamber, I apologise. I know the rule with respect to that, and I knew in doing so that I would be breaking that rule. The second thing I'll say is for the haka performed. The first thing is that I stand by my actions of performing the haka that day. And if I can offer some context, which is well known to the members of the committee, this, from my perspective, was one of the most divisive bills I've ever seen in my time of 11 years in Parliament. It was also a very heated debate in the House for members who were there that day. And I certainly was one who was interjecting strongly throughout the contributions of that bill on that particular day. Followed soon after was the haka. Just before the haka, my colleague and good friend, the Honourable Blue Jackson, had been ejected from the House. And so my passion towards seeing this bill defeated, I stand by wholeheartedly and perform the haka on the floor of the House. The second thing to that point I'll add is, for the consideration of the committee and indeed all members of the House, that wasn't my first haka I've performed on the floor of the House. It's well known to members when treaty settlements have been considered in the House and upon the third reading, and generally the first reading as well, the gallery are invited to sing. I have stepped out onto the floor during those occasions to perform both waiata and haka in my 11 years here in the House. So I leave those as context for the points that I wish to make in front of the committee here today. And just once again, finish by saying I am aware of the rules, and to this committee and members of the House, I do sincerely apologise. And I'm open for questions, Madam Chair.
Thank you, Ricardo.
Tēnā koe, Penny. Thank you for your contribution. Some have labelled the haka as designed to intimidate, but others have also noted that it's used in school prize giving and other events to show respect. What's your interpretation of the use of the haka and its potential place in Parliament in relationship to its intent?
The first thing I'll say to that is it's been well acknowledged by members across the House, as well as the highest constitutional position of the Governor-General in speeches on the throne, or from the throne, that Ngāti Toa and Te Atiawa are mana whenua here in Wellington. That particular haka is of Ngāti Toa descent. And so the performance of that haka here in Parliament seems fitting, given the mana whenua status that Ngāti Toa have in the district, in the Rohe, in the region here of Te Whanganui a Tara. Second to that is, I do appreciate the view that this House should represent the people. And at many occasions where we've all been at, happy, sad, other occasions where the haka is being performed, it's done with intent. It's done to both celebrate, celebrate and protest, but always done with the mana and respect that comes with doing the haka. And what I've known and in my experiences after the haka, despite how one might feel during the performance of that haka, generally we all come together and talk through, debate through, or discuss what we need to discuss together to come together on a particular matter. That includes coming together for a hakari, for a feast afterwards.
Thank you.
Yes, Harmjeet.
Yes, sir. And you said that you didn't think that members would be intimidated. Did you think about this before your actions?
I've never seen the haka as purely intimidatory. And what I mean by that is, one could argue that this particular bill was designed to intimidate Māori or certain communities in New Zealand here. When I performed the haka, I've given the context in the House about how heated that debate was, how passionate that debate was, and how I stand by my point of performing the haka on the floor of the chamber.
So in your response to the committee, you said that that was spontaneous. So if it was spontaneous, how could you be sure that no members were intimidated?
Well, spontaneity is exactly that, spontaneity. And I still maintain that the spontaneity of that haka was performed in direct opposition to this bill.
Ask Louise Upton.
Thank you. So I just want to be clear, you've apologised for coming away from your seat, but not apologising for the haka. So in your study of Magee, which you quite proudly said at the start, where does the haka sit in Magee?
Where does haka sit, sorry?
In Magee.
In Magee. No, when I spoke about familiarising myself with the rules, I knew that impinging on the processes of the House, in particular on the chamber floor, which is what we're debating or discussing here at the moment, it doesn't say haka, but it does say impinging on the processes of the House. And I appreciate that that's one of the reasons why I've been summoned here from the Privileges Committee.
So
Magee does not refer to the haka.
So do you recognise that coming away from your seat does take a step towards other members in their space?
And that's why I apologise for stepping onto that. Throughout the entire debate, my eyes were predominantly either forward or to my left, which is away from the Speaker.
Can I just ask one last question? You're actually saying that this complaint, if it had a construct, it should not include you.
Look, I think there is a case to be made here for the way that tikanga does shape how this House performs. With respect to my dissension towards the bill and my opposition towards this bill, it shouldn't come as any surprise that I'd make a case, a strong one, to oppose it.
Well, look, I can understand that, but can I ask this? That's not the issue. The issue is what happened was someone got up from their seat, spontaneously, you say. It is impossible to do the haka and where you were standing, so the front's the only place you can go to.
Correct.
You didn't go any further.
Correct.
But that makes a distinction.
Correct. My action was to simply step out from my seat.
Yeah.
One step is all I took.
Thank you.